Welcome to another episode of the Everyday Game Changers podcast. I am your host, Barion McQueen, and you know how we do each and every week, talking to game changers in business, music, community, and more. And today's guest falls under the entrepreneurship category, but heavy on the podcasting. I got Brendan Boyd in the building. What's up, my guy?
Yo, man, I'm excited to contribute to the and more part of the Everyday Game Changers. You know what I'm saying?
We was already going to get started, but I had to stop Brendan because we could have started the episode 5 minutes ago because he was already about to drop some game. But like, give everybody like a brief introduction. Who's Brendan Boyd and why is he so passionate about podcasting?
Yeah. It's really not about me. It's about the people. So I'm gonna keep me brief. And if y'all want more, y'all can just tap in, right? So I'm a digital media entrepreneur, and basically what I do is two things. Simple, right? I help podcasters monetize their podcast without brand deals, sponsorships, and having a large audience. And I also help business owners and entrepreneurs get more exposure for their brand by using podcasts.
Do you think every business should have their own podcast?
I believe that every business needs a media department. They may not need to have their own podcast, but they need a media department because all the content that they can make can be monetized. Now, if you are a business owner and you want to expedite and provide value to creating relationships, you 100% need a podcast. You don't need to monetize it that way,
right?
But if you want to accelerate your business relationships, I would 100% have a podcast.
I tell people like Angel, y'all know Angel is a podcast.
Shout out to this dude, bro.
Angel's a podcast junkie. Like not just the storytelling aspect of what it could do for you, but just all the technical stuff he cares about. I don't care about none of that stuff. So I always tell him, my podcast is just an extension of my personal brand. I'm not passionate about podcasting like how he is. Like he just everything about it. And I'm just like, but I tell people if I did not have a podcast, a lot of the stuff people get from me from either virality or stuff that goes good online all came from podcast episodes.
Podcasting, like if you just podcast and become a professional guest. Maybe not even have a show, but I'm making it my intention to be a professional guest, and I'm gonna go on everyone's podcast. And like, let's couple that with I'm not even someone that really likes content. Let's say you're someone that doesn't create content. You'll have mad content.
Wow, I like that.
All you got to do is take your message on other people's platforms, grab those files or get those clips, have your team repurpose that, or if you don't have a team, then you repurpose that.
Right.
You'll never run out of content. And then you don't even have to think about the type of content to create because the host is going to ask you all the questions. You know what I'm saying? You just need to have a couple different talking points so every piece of content isn't redundant and isn't the same. You know, like you need to go deep into your discipline, into your category. So you're always prepared for whatever questions people throw at you. You know what I'm saying? From like, the most complex to like surface. You know what I'm saying? Then you have a magnitude of things to share.
I tell people all the time, I actually put a post on Instagram and the question was, if the podcast episode is a bad episode, is it the guest's fault or the host's?
It's 100% the guest's fault all the time.
Why?
100%. Because guests got to understand. It's just like, bro, if like I ask for your help and then I expect you to do it for me. It's the same thing. Just because you're going on a platform doesn't mean you're gonna be hot. You could go on let's say, who's really hot right now? $1 million worth of game, Holla Tala is hot right now. There's a couple podcasts that are like a really good platform. Even what's old boys, the dudes out of California, they got that platform. I'm trying to think. I can't think of it right now.
What, the No Jumper?
Huh?
The No Jumper stuff?
No. The when you said No Jumper, you reminded me. The what are those the white boys, bro? Full Send.
Okay.
Hot platform, right? Now, just because you go on there, you might get more looks because they got a built-in audience.
Right.
But that don't mean your episode's gonna be fire because you might be boring. You might be someone that doesn't answer in stories, right? Doesn't use your tonality, right? Doesn't use voice inflections. Don't know how to really provide drama and when you're sharing your stories, right? Could be like, yo, Barion, dudes is trash, right? That gives a little bit of drama. That's interesting, right? Because I kind of like switched it up, right? Another cheat code to make your your podcast a little bit more spicy from the guest's perspective is create friction with the host, right? So I'll give you an example. So ask me a question. I mean, you can ask me a question anyway, but ask me a question.
What's the most money you made?
What's the most money you made? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like all I did was throw it back at you, create a little bit of friction. You wasn't expecting it. Right. It creates a genuine moment. And what did you do? You laughed, right? Course. And because I was, imagine if it was an example, but I really did it intentionally, you would then respond off of that. Of course. And then I would give you my response. Yeah. Because it's not like I'm trying to make it awkward. I'm just creating friction because when it comes to posts, that's potentially highly shareable or maybe even viral.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? So it's 100% the guest's fault.
What's the, like you see everybody's like, they popping up left and right. Everybody.
Yeah. What you mean? What
for podcasts? Yeah. Like, what's the, like here in Miami, I would say, man.
There's like 30, bro.
I
know.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you some stuff that I'm learning about like being the professional guest. A lot of people can't sustain the consistency.
Yeah, yo, it's like 70% of podcasters fail. Because what happens is this. I did my own little market research on this, right? This is why they fail. It's cool and trendy to be like, yo, I'm going to start a show.
Yeah.
Right? But there's things you have to think about. How you making money, right? Because it ain't going to be merch, brand deals, and sponsorships, right? Are you renting a studio? Do you have equipment? Do you know how to work the equipment? Is it you and a guest? Are you using an engineer or a producer? Or are you just showing up to a space and recording? These are all things you have to factor in, the expense aspect. So it ends up costing you money if you don't know how to make money. If you're not passionate, you're not willing to take that L to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always encourage people to start off with a virtual show. Because at the very least, you could use Zoom, the free Zoom, cap your shows at 30 minutes, doesn't cost you nothing. Then you just pay an editor or you edit it yourself.
Yeah.
Or use Riverside, you pay a little bit more, between $25 and $30, right? The production values will be a little bit higher. They'll clean it a little bit because they have a cleaning software included in it. And then you can get your reps up. Oh, I do like this. This is cool. This ain't bad. I do want to invest in the camera. I do have some exposable income. Let me see what studios in the area. Okay, it's $250 for an hour, $500 for 2 hours plus the editing. Okay, that's worth it to me.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? But if you think you get in this space, you're gonna record, you're gonna make money, that ain't it. It's work.
Yeah.
It's even work for you to guest, bro. I'm a professional guest. I gotta travel. I was in Houston last week, setting up my own joints. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Went to Atlanta, shot a pod. I'm in Florida. I'm shooting and guesting. You know what I'm saying? Like getting your word out there, spreading your message is work. Nothing's easy.
What's so since you being like you helping other people, but you still doing the due diligence yourself?
100%, yeah.
As a guest, what are you seeing as the hardest thing to get booked?
Yeah, so as a guest to get booked, the hardest thing is just making sure you have value.
Okay.
Right? And also making sure that you're okay if you need to invest.
Okay.
Right? So don't be too like, oh, I don't want to spend money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, you're either spending money with your time to get there or you're spending money directly. I would rather spend money to get on a platform instead of like having to go back and forth for 6-7 months for free. If I could spend that money, get on there immediately, get in the schedule, get shot, have the content, repurpose that content or have it come out, that's worth it to me because I know how to monetize the content on the back end.
Got it.
Right? But if people are like, damn, I want to pay 10K, 15K, 20K to go on the show, you're looking at it all wrong. You're paying that money to get in front of more eyeballs. You need to convert them eyeballs into data back into your CRM. And then that data can be then converted into sales. Yeah. Right? So if I'm watching somebody, let's see, even a YouTube video, even content, if I like them, I'm going to look at more of their stuff. Yeah. Right? And then I'm going to do my search. If there's no like, direct email or maybe the handle's not there or something, I'm a look a little bit to see if I can get in contact with the person, or at least find the person's contact info and then have the team do that. Yeah. People will do the same thing, but you have to get in front of more people. So the reason why, can I swear? So the reason why motherfuckers ain't making more money, the reason why motherfuckers ain't making no money is because y'all continue to get in front of the same people. You know what I'm saying? So if you get in front of the same people over and over and over, you're not getting in front of more new people that are your same audience. So the same client that might have paid you, let's say $1,000 or $5K last week, still exists in a whole nother market.
Right.
Without any friction.
Yeah.
Right. That same person exists. So there's another person that will pay you another $1,000 or $5,000 or whatever you charge.
Yeah.
You just have to be in a place where that person can find you.
Yeah. I'm thinking about like from the agency, because you got an agency where you do this for other people, right? Yeah. So do you use your own self as the case study of like what's in these markets to be able to bring them into my
that's a good
agency?
That's a really good question, right? I haven't really used me as a case study.
Okay.
I guess I am though, to the extent I primarily use the clients that I have for the most part.
Got it.
And honestly, bro, what I'm doing now is realizing that, like, when I'm looking at other agencies, you know what I'm saying, that in the same space, because there's a couple other, like, let's say PR agencies or podcasting agencies or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But they only handle the front end, getting you on the show.
Okay.
Right? And that is valuable. But what happens is, we talked about it offline a little bit, right? Guests don't know what to do after that. And they typically don't do anything after that, right? The show's out. They might not even watch the show. They might post one clip.
Or whatever the show shared and they repost it.
Yeah, right. But that's only 20% of the game. 80% of the exposure happens once the podcast goes up, right? Because you can take that content, chop it down, redistribute it.
Yeah. You
could take that, turn it into blogs. You could turn that into affiliates, right? You could turn that into, repurpose that on shout-out pages. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. You could take it and repurpose it on your YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? There's just so much stuff that you can do from that content. We have about 10 to 12 different ways that I teach my clients how to repurpose after the podcast is done. And it doesn't matter how old it is. So you can have a show that you did maybe 2 years ago. It's still relevant. You just need to know what to do with the content.
Right.
Yeah.
What I'm noticing, and this is just, I would say I'm my own personal case study. Like, I had this goal that, like, I wanted to get to 50 episodes, because I know after, like,
Everyday Game Changer?
Yeah. I wanted to get, so I think you might be my 50th.
Let's go.
I think you might be my 50th.
If I'm not, you gotta make me one, because I'm clapping and celebrating.
You might be the 50th.
Episode 50, fact. Let's go.
So that was the goal. So I'm like, yo, once we get to 50, now I want to really get into, like, because what I've been doing is building up what we doing with Everyday Game Changers, but it's like that I repurpose, like, I'm a guest on other people's show a lot too, right? So I love the flexibility that I can film my show whenever, and I'm not like, oh, I gotta make sure it comes out every Tuesday at 8 p.m. or I'm like frazzled. Like, I see these people that's like, oh my gosh, because that's all they're doing is podcasting, so they like trying to get their money back quick.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But in this space, what's the hardest part? I would say not the starting part, because we know you can just get an iPhone and just talk your shit, right?
Yeah.
But from an agency standpoint, at what point is somebody ready for you?
I think,
like, if you could give them a, like, look, if you ain't even at this budget, like, don't even.
Got you. So I'll do it two ways. I'll do, like, budget wise, and I'll do, like, preparation.
Okay.
So preparation, you need to know your message. So you need to have your message down to like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. So when someone asks you what you do, you shouldn't be stumbling and fumbling and like, Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you asked me what I did, I delivered that.
100%.
Quickly, right? And I'm not saying that you need to do it like, fast right on a button, like you need to get it done today. No, you practice it.
Of course.
Right? Put like a little, one liner, two liner, three liner together, have that resonate like your name. So I'm like, hey, what do you do, man? This is what I do. Because if you run into somebody in the elevator, right? Or if you overhear somebody in a restaurant, you ain't got a whole 5 minutes to break it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got a couple of seconds. If you got a digital card, bang. If you got an actual card, bang. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. So get your messaging down. 2, be prepared, right, to want more business. A lot of us say, yeah, I want more clients, but I'm not really prepared for more clients.
The system ain't right.
My system ain't right. I don't got no back end. I can barely manage who I have. So, like, make sure that's together. You know what I'm saying? And then 3, make sure you have a budget, not just a budget to invest, but a budget to travel. Because if you need to go to see another show, you're going to have to make moves, right?
Yeah.
So I think those three in terms of preparation. Now in terms of budget, you're looking at a minimum of $2,500 to $3,500 a month.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just to get going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just so we can manage your account, make sure you got that support that you need, the strategy and all of that stuff. When I
start doing my Instagram content, right? Like I have stuff that does really well on Instagram, but when I move it over to shorts, it's like a whole new audience over there.
Yeah,
that's just like, I feel like shorts is showing it to more new people than my IG is. Like I'm getting good reach.
Yeah.
But I got a viral thing that's going on my Instagram that I put this thing out like 2 months ago, and it's now like out of nowhere.
It's because those audiences don't always translate. So you gotta look at it like, if I got a piece of content, if I put it on Instagram, that's my main platform. I can put that on Facebook. I can put it on Facebook Reels.
Yeah.
I can put that on YouTube Shorts. I can put that on TikTok. I can put that on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
This is all different audiences and all different potential new eyeballs that get to see the content. It's like bonus, bro. It's kind of like, you know how like you ever play the little basketball shoot up games at the arcade?
Yeah.
And then like, if you hit a certain point before the buzzer goes off, they give you like some bonus time.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like put up your content on your main page, your main social, and then your bonus time is like all these other pages that you could just redistribute and don't even care.
Yeah.
And if something happens, it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something I would definitely do. A lot of people are just missing that because they only messing with the one main platform.
Yeah.
And that other stuff is just free. It's just gonna take another minute or so.
Yeah, I would tell you this. Me getting my podcast is what helped me monetize on YouTube. Because I was giving game on just my regular YouTube channel. But what the podcast did was it helped me reach my 4,000 hour watch time because the episodes were longer.
Yeah.
So I got that thing in, I would probably say 6 months we was monetized.
But you know what can happen though, right?
What?
You can have an episode that you shot and then next year it goes nuclear. Happened to me.
Really?
I shot an episode like last August or something. It was stuck on like 4,000 views, which was
So
cool.
good.
It was cool. Bro, a year later, so like 2 months later, the joint's at 113,000. Right? And that's the power of YouTube. Now, another thing I learned from one of my YouTube coaches is that, bro, if you change the thumbnail and you change the title, you give all your content new life.
I did that for some of my stuff that had a date on it. I went and put
that's what I'm saying.
2023.
So you can have some content you shot during the pandemic, and then redo the title, right? And then redo the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And it might catch again. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is lethal.
Yeah.
And honestly, last weekend we did impromptu like YouTube mastermind. I went to just visit one of my homies for like a lunch meeting.
Yeah.
And it just turned into like a mastermind over food, whatever. Oh. And we was deep into YouTube. My whole thought process switched up on it. YouTube is like, okay, Nipsey used to talk about mailbox money, right?
Yeah.
So imagine we're artists. Have you ever done music?
I did.
Okay, so imagine you still do music?
I retired when
All
I
right,
turned
so imagine
30.
you stealing your music back.
Yeah.
Right? So, you own your masters or whatever, right?
100%.
You start streaming, you get residuals. That's what content's like on YouTube. Right? Because as soon as you get past, you're monetizable, right?
Yeah.
So you're in the YP program, right? But think about this. Let's say you kept making content, some podcast content, and maybe some type of educational content on whatever category that you want to talk to, that you want to go deeper in, right? Every video gives you an opportunity to get paid.
Facts.
Forever.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like forever. And then it's like the content creators' mailbox money.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then something crazy happens. When you shoot a good amount of videos, right? Eventually you'll find your audience.
Yeah.
When you find your audience, bro, they reward you because now your videos are getting consistent views.
Yeah.
And it's going up.
I ain't even tried the live shit yet, but
I've done it a few times. It's cool.
like it?
You should do it as a podcaster for sure.
I'm gonna try it.
Bro, like Graham Stephan's making over $2 million a year.
Wow.
on YouTube, just part of the YP program, not talking about brand deals or sponsorships or, you know what's crazy, bro? We talking about YouTube, but you know what's crazy, right? If you get YouTube right, YouTube will pay you to give you clients. Think about that. Because if you're findable, they coming.
Of course.
You got good content, they coming.
Love that.
Guess what happens when they come? YouTube, pause. Right? Pause. YouTube will reward you because you're getting views. So they get money from the ads. Y'all breaking that ads bag. And then people like, damn, I like Barion, I like B, bro. You know what? I want to jump in this program you got. You know, let me call him for consultation. You know what? Yeah, I need to work with him to get placed in media. From watching your content.
Wow. So it's right
you chilling.
Right into the funnel.
Right into the funnel, bro. So just imagine if every time, and I'm not even talking about affiliate marketing or a commission, but just imagine every time your phone rang, it was me, and you knew it was money.
One of them, right?
Yeah, one of them.
We're going to assign Brendan one of these.
My man got 8 phones over there, bro. He got 8 phones. But just imagine that. Every time you saw my name, you was like, damn, Brendan calling his money.
Tell my wife dinner time.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it didn't matter what the call was about, right? Because if we're giving that comparison to YouTube, today you might make $100. Tomorrow you might make 1,000. The next time you might make 250. It don't matter, but you know it's money every day. That's what happens on YouTube. That's why after we had that conversation, the shit flipped for me, bro. I've been reading the YouTube formula. And Daryl Eves, he's actually one of Mr. Beast's coaches.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, they're partners now, like on Vid Summit and some other projects. But guess who's one of his clients, bro? It's crazy. YouTube.
Really?
YouTube is his client.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's major.
What? Before podcasting, what was you doing?
So I always had a marketing mindset. So before podcasting, I was still in digital, like understanding digital products and stuff like that in the online space. Podcasting just ended up being the I guess the space I started to kind of started thriving, I guess.
Got it.
But prior to that, I was in real estate.
Really?
It was 8 years, realtor in California and Massachusetts.
Really?
Happily retired, bro.
Happily retired.
Happily retired.
What was? Take me back to like young Brendan.
Yeah,
like clearly you give me like grade school Brendan. What is like clearly you always had an entrepreneurial mind or like a thirst for learning stuff. What's young Brendan doing? Like aspirations?
I'm hooping, bro.
I'm
heavy hooping. Watching basketball, playing basketball. I'm definitely stopping every girl I see in the street, saying what up. You know what I'm saying? Young Brendan was probably I was in a Beamer or something, pulling over, rolling the window down.
Nice.
Like, yo, what's good? What's good with you? What's up? You know what I'm saying?
But you said that casually, like you don't just start in a Beamer though. So how do you?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I said how young you want to go. I had a BMW probably for I had 2. So I had one probably like 15 years. I was in a Beamer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, about 15 years, 2 of them, and then after that, I got a Volkswagen, and then a Tesla right now. And then we got the lamb chop coming.
Yeah. Like the reason I asked that, so like my first, I would say me feeling like I'm like hustling to get some money was the baseball card thing, right?
Okay, so you flipping cards?
I was flipping baseball cards. Yeah. It was this little white kid in my building that his dad had just trash bags full of old baseball cards. And I ain't know it was money in these cards. I tell people this story all the time. It was a baseball player by the name of Lloyd Mosley from Toronto. He played for the Blue Jays. And this bag had like 72 versions of the same card. And I went to the pawn shop and the guy was like, yo, that's a Lloyd Mosley. Like, not many people have this card. And I was like, yo, how much will one of those be? He's like, man, I give you $50. I'm like, oh, you in luck. I got 72 of those cards in the bag. And that was my first thing. I'm like, oh, man, you could take a product. And if it's something somebody want.
Yeah, it's all value, bro.
And I'm just like, so I never, and then I end up sweeping hair at the barbershop. And then when you get in any barbershop, then you meet the hustlers that's at another level that's doing DVDs and beepers and you need, a driver's license, or you need
whatever you need,
a handicap sticker, any of that. So that's why I asked you, when's this click for you about business? Like,
so like I was probably like 2021, and I think it was like my last year in college. And what I noticed was we selling basketball. Boston didn't have a basketball league that was like a go-to. So we had this thing called Boston Neighborhood Basketball Leagues. But after 19 years old, that was it. It was basically like from 12 and under to like 19 under.
Got it.
After that, it was like there wasn't no men's leagues.
Got it.
So I was always inspired by like Rucker Park. You know what I'm saying? Boston didn't really have that.
Yeah.
So I literally just woke up from a dream with the idea. The idea was to create a basketball league in the city similar to Rucker Park.
Okay.
I achieved that. So I ran that for like 6 years. So we had like, you know, I would do three leagues a year. The biggest one was outside. Okay. We had the mobile DJ, food trucks. I had 12 teams, 12 sponsors on each team. We had sponsorships on the banners, like on the fences and stuff like that. Trophies, All-Star Game. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Twitter was new back then, so I used to do the updates on Twitter. We had a website. Games. We had a website, so the website we had the standing and the top scorers and everything. It was cool. And then I was hooping, and I was the commissioner. You know what I'm saying? And then I was the owner of the league and shit. So God. It was dope, bro. So I did that from like 2021 to about not 2021, 2001. Yeah. Well, 2001 is what I meant to say. To about 2006. Okay. And then in 2006, that's when I started a clothing company with a business partner, and that's the thing that really put me in position to like really be heavy with the networking.
How do you? Because you said so most people don't know I have a real estate license. Okay. Yeah. I don't use it. Yeah. I use it for like if I want to invest. Okay. Or like I got friends or family looking, but I don't promote like buy, rent, sell, like you know how the realtors do.
I do. I be knowing. So that was me.
When you say retire, where do you get to? You be like, you know what? I'm kind of over the real estate thing. What?
Bro. Because like what happened was, like when and you know, because you know, I mean, you got the license. You've been through it. Yeah. So what happens is you'll do a deal, and you'll do all this work in the front, and then you don't get paid till the deal close, and then things could happen like. The seller don't want to show up to the closing table. The seller's agent don't want to let you know. All of a sudden, last minute, it fall through. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that wasn't happening a lot. Yeah. But when you couple that with having to travel, or if you got to go see a house that's mad far, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to split the commission, then do taxes. It really wasn't worth my time. So I just asked God to give me something else that I could use my skill sets. I could learn something, and then I don't have to trade my time for money. So technically, even though real estate isn't a job per se, like a straight hourly thing, you're still putting a lot of time up front. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And it was cool. I enjoyed it, but I'm like, I can get this money digitally way faster. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I could close $1,000 deal. Think about this. On a ride up here, in the Uber, I made $1,100. All I did was take the Uber. Now, if I'm a realtor, that ain't happening. Nah. It's not happening, right? So my last year being a realtor during my transition, that's when I started learning about ebooks. I created a ebook for realtors called Real Leads, No Ads. And it was an ebook teaching them how to utilize social media for exposure, content, and stuff like that. And then I think I made $2,500. Like when it first came out, I was like, yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah, you don't even like I did this work one time. I can get paid forever. Like matter of fact, for y'all, I'm gonna put the link below for that book. Right, I don't even sell that book, but for y'all, watch this episode. All y'all realtors, I'm gonna put the link just for y'all.
Yeah, they think I have a disdain for realtors, and it's not that I don't understand the real estate game. I think I'm probably how you feel. Like digitally, I can make it quicker. Yeah, it's not like you think about dealing with a buyer, bro. you know, they got their first little FHA approval, and it's like you gotta show them 20 houses until they even pick one.
Yeah.
And then that's why I'm like, oh, I see why people deal with the sellers, because it's like, boom, I can get it listed, get it sold, and help them buy something cool. I done made double. But it's just like all the realtors that I know can't do anything else but real estate.
Yeah, this is the thing too, man. The average realtor is only making between 40 and 50,000. I mean, let's keep it a buck.
Be real, right?
Let's just keep it a buck. You need to be doing something else.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying it like it's a bad thing. If you make a 40, 50 doing real estate, you make another 50 doing something else. That's 100, bro. That's good. There's a lot of Americans and they ain't making 100.
Yeah.
I think the average U.S. Salary is somewhere like 44,000 or something, plus minus that.
Wow.
So if you make it 50 doing real estate, you make another 50 doing something else on the side. That's that's not bad.
You good.
You know what I'm saying? But the average realtor doesn't stick in. They only rock with real estate when it's actually a good market. Yeah. Like right now is a perfect time for you to start as a realtor because this is a challenging time.
Yeah.
So if you actually, hey, there's people still buying, let me talk to them on how they can actually buy in this market during this temperature. If you're selling, let me really help you in this temperature. Yeah. And if you're doing real estate, there's other things that you can add on to your services, right? Be more like a real estate like consultant or an advisor.
That's my favorite,
right,
line, bro. Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, let me get my financial services license.
Yeah.
I can help you get insurance. Let me get a certification with solar or partner with a solar team.
Yeah.
So now I can help you with that roof.
Make yourself more valuable.
Make yourself more valuable. Yeah.
That's what I tell people all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe you get a connection with somebody that's doing home security.
100%.
So now that same client, I'm talking to y'all. That same client that you just like, yo, let me get this commission check on the buyer side. You can get paid on the solar side for the roof. You can get paid on the security, and you can get paid on the life insurance. And they need life insurance. Yeah. Because what if the breadwinner passes away? At least the house doesn't get taken away. Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. That's a nice little slogan.
You know
what I'm saying?
I just met an inspector today for one of my. So I consult her business because she's a dentist. Yeah. But she needed to buy a new building because she's tired of paying rent. So now I'm working with her on a real estate deal. Went to the property today, and it needs new windows. So this is what you saying is kind of what I be doing it.
That's what y'all need to do because you're able to make a bag on a bag on a bag on a bag. Yeah. Right? Then what about this? What if you either started a moving company or partner with a moving company? Guess what? Both parties need to move.
Facts.
The seller gonna have to move out. Yeah. Right? The buyer got to move in.
And this is what I tell people. This is why my marketing agency did so well, because when I first started my marketing agency, it was like 2018. So from 2018, we did well. 2019, we did well. 2020, everybody that was a B2B client was like, we can't even afford marketing. We might not be open because of this pandemic thing. So when I was doing that marketing, what I learned is it started off as just a branding agency. I started that thing just making logos, bro. And as people kept coming, we just kept adding new services. Yeah. So it was just like logo design. I was charging $250 a logo. I was paying my Fiverr guy like $5 or $10, and we was cranking logos out. And then we would get the logo, and then the client would be like, "Hey, y'all don't do websites?" Yeah. And I'm like,
yeah, we do.
Call my guy, yo, add websites to the tab. Yeah. Now we do websites. And then they was like, I got the website up, but it's just no traffic to the, add SEO, keywords, backlinks, all of that. And then we kept building this marketing agency to the point we did everything, photo, video, content, social media. And I'm like, man, this was just supposed to be a logo.
Yeah. Because you listening to the customer.
I was listening to the customer. And then it got to a point that I was like, you know what? We done got so far and removed that now we're a digital marketing agency doing everything. And then when the pandemic hit and I had a chance to reset because PR was something we had added, right? And then I was just like, man, I I tell people I'm not passionate about PR, like the aspect of like I could get you placed on Forbes or like I'm not passionate about that. Let's just be clear, everybody pays. It's pay to play. You want to get in Forbes, don't act like, oh my God, look at God just blessed me with all my hard work, put me in Forbes. No, somebody got paid and you got there. Yeah. Right? You still got to have some bit of credibility, but you pay. Either you paid a PR agency or a journalist or somebody got you there. It wasn't like Forbes called like, Dr. Shands.
I need them. I need them. Can I get them? I need them. We can't. This article can't come out. This particular can't come out. We can't publish today. We need that person.
So it was just like that aspect of it. And then somebody was doing PR for me and they was doing a really bad job. The results were there. The reason I liked it is because it was something tangible, right? In the marketing space, some of it's tangible. Like you can see a little ROI of we running some ads or we doing some of this. But with the PR thing, it was just like, I want to get here. Can you do it?
Yeah, facts.
And it just made it, I'm like, oh, this is so cut and dry. It's easy for me. And it was just like, so now we started being a ghost agent for other PR agencies.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Because they still doing the old, let me send 100 emails to journalists and pitch my client. And I'm like, look, just pay for this per article and we could get your client up tomorrow. Stop just trying to hold all the money and do the old slow route. Just pay like everybody. This is what everybody doing. They paying.
Yeah. So they moving the needle.
You moving the needle. Yeah. So it's like, it's not saying that's not, so that I did just play, right? I came out with an ebook called The Self-Made Storyteller. And it was my version of you don't need a PR agency. You can do your own outreach and you can get featured and published on your own. It's the long, slow route, though.
Yeah.
I did it. Everything that everybody see now with me online, this 5 years worth of work. Because I ain't have the capital then. Now I'm just like, look, I'm going to cut you 3 years if you want to do it right. But take this ebook. It's $10. It'll get you the long, slow route, and you're going to see results. But if you got nothing but time, put the work in.
Makes sense to me.
So it's like, I'm with the digital product. What's the biggest struggle in your space when you get clients on?
I think it ends up being delivery sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes it's delivery because it's like setting clients' expectations, and then as you're growing, making sure you have the bandwidth,
got it,
right, and capacity of employees that can fulfill. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're growing faster than your capacity, then some clients are not being fulfilled as quickly as you once was able to fulfill.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So then that becomes a bottleneck, right? When it's time to like hire and train and stuff like that. So for me, I realized that. But this is the thing, right? This is how you know the difference between like an entrepreneur or somebody that is just they just started something, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to sometimes accept the fact that losing money, losing a client, missing out on a deal is actually a blessing. It's a good thing because it allows you to see the areas in which you can improve.
Got it.
And if you're still selling, you're still closing deals, that means you have a desirable product. You just need to clean up some areas that, clients are showing you. And then all these other clients that are for you in the future, you'll be able to really, really deliver on your promise exceptionally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no businesses. You think Amazon don't got bad reviews?
Yeah.
Every company got bad reviews. Every business got bad reviews. But the good companies are the ones that have the majority of good reviews.
Yeah.
Right? And then also choose some cheat codes. I notice is like, if you set your business up on like Google Business, if you set your business up on what's the other one that does reviews?
Like Yelp. Okay.
You can incentivize some of your customers to give your business reviews on Google Business and Yelp.
Yeah.
Which in turn edify you.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Yeah, and it's easy to do that. You can give them a couple of dollars to do it. You can say, hey, listen, after you complete your first deliverable. Hey, would you mind giving us a review?
Yeah.
You always want to ask for testimonies and reviews when you deliver something,
100%.
when people feel good. But then that also shows you, customers in the future, like, wow, they got 5 stars on Yelp, they got 5 stars in Google Business.
Yeah.
It's credibility.
Yeah.
Oh, then they was on this podcast, they was on this article. They done service 50 customers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes it's like you get a bad review in it, it's cool.
Yeah.
Because they can see it ain't capped because all you got is 20, 100 good reviews. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You have to look at the areas in which you're not performing, you know what I'm saying, and then improve. Yeah. The average business owner will just stop. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be like, damn, I can make improvements there, or damn, this is a shine that we can grow.
Yeah.
They just be like, damn, it's not working out, so I ain't going to keep going.
I'm at a stage now that I've made a lot of money by myself, and I wanted to get to a point where like I can put people in position and this can run without me.
Yeah, 100%. That's how you really run a business, bro.
Yeah, so it's like now Angel will tell you, I'm all about my CRM now, bro. I'm like putting tasks and all of that. Like I'm like, yo, but because I wasn't doing this, and I thought I just thought I was so organized. I'm like, I could, and then I just start seeing, I dropped the ball on that, and because life be in the way, right? The hardest part is finding good people. How do you find good people?
I would say you gotta hire fast.
Yeah.
And also fire fast.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is, number one is you need to put whatever you're looking for, I will put that in, create a job posting. Like what's your responsibilities? Yeah. Like what will the actual job entail? You could use like Upwork. You could use Online Jobs PH. You know what I'm saying? Different sites that you can actually look for people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then those sites will aggregate people that makes sense for that particular offer and that job posting. And then what I would do is same thing. Who has reviews? Who's done a lot of these jobs? Because they'll show you this person made X amount of money over at, this time.
Yeah.
They got X amount of reviews. They did, X amount of jobs.
And they put their dollar amount too, right? They put the
dollar amount.
Like, yo, this person already had 100K for
this person made 100K. You're like, okay. Well, they made 100K. They got to be decent.
Yeah.
Right? And then what I do is I'll do a little interview. And I normally give people like a 30-day window.
Okay.
So it's like, hey, 30 days, I'm going to hire you, I'm going to pay you, but it's up to you if you get past the 30 days. So I'm happy to pay somebody for that first 30 days so we can see what it looks like. Are they performing? What's the communication like? Are they reminding me of stuff?
Yeah.
Are they hitting me up for stuff? I like that because it's like, if I ain't tell you what to do, then you ain't moving.
Yeah.
But if you tugging at my shirt,
right,
then I'm like, okay, this person's good because they're like waiting for me. I'm the bottleneck in that point, or the team's the bottleneck in that point. This is somebody that's showing some promise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's somebody that's not about the bread, and what I mean by that is like, sure, you're going to get paid. But if you worry about the money more than you worry about the deliverable, then it's like, that's a flag for me.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather somebody be wanting to over-deliver, how can we do this a little bit better? Have you thought about, there's a software.
Some feedback.
Yeah, give me a little bit.
Add some value.
Yeah, add some value. Let me know because I don't know everything.
Of course.
I'm doing it the way that I know from where I'm at.
But
this might be your specialty because I'm hiring you in that capacity.
Right.
You might have some knowledge there that we ain't up on. Let me know what software you're using. Let me know what framework you're using. Maybe you're using Loom.
Yeah.
You're doing some pre-recorded trainings. Oh, we wasn't thinking about that.
Fire.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then also what I really like, just a cheat code, whoever you hire, you have them go through their steps, have them record their steps with their SOPs, use that as a training, and then use that to hire new people.
I told Angel, we was just talking about this today, and I'm like, yo, we almost got to set up fake scenarios.
Yeah, not facts.
To really, like, say we want to get an engineer in here as a podcast engineer, right? We got to really, we not comfortable enough to put them, like, yo, your first podcast is going to be every game changer. Like, we got to put a fake something, and everything got to go wrong that day, and nobody be in the room, and can you troubleshoot?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, we got to almost do this for engineers because we be nervous wreck to send an engineer to another studio right now to engineer a podcast. And
100%. And I think that's a really good situation to put somebody in.
Yeah.
A mock scenario.
Yeah.
Preseason. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Can you perform? What would you do in this situation? I think that's great.
Because I think in the environment when they come here and we here,
it's different.
Everybody on their best behavior.
Yeah.
Everybody smiling,
relaxing.
The fridge full of waters but when we not here, what's going on? How
everything
is you represent?
They record the whole podcast, no audio.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The whole thing, you got all the video, no audio.
Like Angel's a cable freak. Like if he come in and cables is twisted and you didn't line stuff up, that's his thing.
Yeah.
He comes in and he's just got that angry dad face on. I know somebody's in trouble. But it's like, so like in my space, I think I'm easy to work with. I think my sister always tells me, you're a unicorn running with horses, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what you think is normal because you perform stuff at a high level, you can't expect people to be at your pace.
Yep.
So I struggle with finding the right people to work with me because it's like, first of all, I only sleep 4 hours. My body from the music business, I try to sleep in and do all that.
You gotta sleep at least 6, bro.
I gotta step it up.
You got at least 2 more. Cause I sleep 6. And it's like, well, you know, I'm not like a sleep specialist.
Yeah, my wife's professional.
I know, like, you know, your body need 8.
Okay.
I'm a high performer. I'm getting 6. I'm like 10 to 4, or if I'm up, around 12-1, I'm going to 6. You know what I'm saying? Cause you need more than 4, bro. You barely getting REM sleep. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let your body like rest.
These is like long blinks.
You're like, oh shit, I'm up. Like, let's go.
I be trying to sleep in. I'm trying to get better at that aspect. Like all of this entrepreneurship stuff don't mean nothing if like the health not right. Yeah, so facts. I've been trying to get back in the gym and try to really be on a routine. Like
you probably need to tire yourself out a little bit more during the day. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what that looks like for you. It's different. For me, it's like, I'm gonna do all my stuff in the morning, my workout, my running, my push-ups, all of that, my morning routine, whatever that is. Then I'm using my brain like the rest of the day, bro. So I get hungry a lot because I'm using a lot of brain power.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So by the time I'm ready to go sleep, it's a wrap. Like
you just shut down.
I'm like, yo, it's just like a battery.
Turns
it's
off.
Like you know what I'm saying? Okay. Battery dead, phone off. That's how I am. I'm asleep. Well, I'm tired of sleep.
Yeah. What's one piece of advice you could leave us with for the so my platform, it's a lot of maybe some entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Some people that might got a little side hustle, but they still got a 9-to-5 and they scared to quit, right? And then we meet people all the time. It's like, hey, I want to start a podcast. And they think this shit is easy. They think because they see the end result. So they're like, oh, man, I could do that. Just go in there and talk shit with my friends. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice you would leave for them to just get started?
I would say C squared plus D squared equals S. You know what I'm saying? So that's commitment, consistency, discipline, doing more is what's going to equal success. And I would compound that with environment and accountability.
I love that.
So if you change your environment, right? Now, that's different for a lot of people. For me, I like to physically move places. You know what I'm saying? It stimulates my brain, puts me in a different environment. I get a different set of energy. For some people, it might be a friendship group. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be working in a different place during the day. You know what I'm saying? So if you're normally at home working, maybe you go to a coffee shop. Maybe you go to a library. Maybe you rent out an Airbnb. That's a nice little vibe.
Yeah.
Or a day or two, you work there. Maybe you work at a hotel lobby. Some of these hotel lobbies, you know what I'm saying, be really nice.
Yeah.
Accountability. That might be you getting a coach, getting a mentor, maybe aligning with a friend and both of y'all going in the same trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a stranger, but y'all both going in the same trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned this thing the other day, actually. No, it was the other week. there's a thing that's called day ones
and day twos.
And day twos. Right?
Angel gonna love this. We was just having this conversation.
But your day twos are the ones that's gonna take you there.
Yeah.
Your day ones, they was for a season. Some of them are still rocking with you.
Yeah.
But they're not going where you going. You know what I'm saying? So you have to compartmentalize the time that you spend with certain people. So those are the things I would say for that.
I love that. Y'all been tuned in to another episode of the Everyday Game Changers. Brendan Boyd come through and bless us. Make sure y'all follow him on all social platforms. Leave your socials where they can follow you.
Yeah. So what I want to do, my social is at It's Brendan Boyd on all platforms. And I want to give y'all two things. So if you're a podcaster, I got a free course for you. Go to 100kpodcastprogram.com. That's 100kpodcastprogram.com. Also, if you are someone that's looking to monetize their podcast, I got a free workshop every single Thursday. That's podcast2profits.live, podcast2profits.live.
What? I want to end it, but I feel like I still need to ask you some stuff.
What's up? Let's get it.
We got to keep going.
OT.
You
know what I'm saying?
We going into overtime.
Let's
right?
go.
In this culture of the podcast, in our culture, there's this weird, I feel like the more events I go to, the more I'm turned off by no shots to the Invest Fests and the podcast summits. And I feel like it's a season of plays that one person do it and they oh, that's where a bag is. I got to put an event together and I got to call this Podcast Palooza 2020. You feel me? Everything it feels so scammy to me. The event is the new funnel. What's your thoughts?
Well, what's a good thing about that is if we really think, let's think for a second. Events been going on, bro.
Yeah.
They've been going on. Think about the 90s. It's just different people.
Yeah.
Been going on. So I think it's and I gotta be honest, I can be transparent.
100%.
The highest level is really events, though. Think about this. If you got a high ticket product and you selling one to many, and I could get people to an actual event, do you know how hard it is to get somebody to get uncomfortable, put on clothes, buy a ticket, or maybe even come free, drive, fly, hook up with a friend, pull up, stay there for a certain amount of hours? That's a lot of work. That's influence. So if I'm in a room and there's 100 people, real people, not virtual, and out of that room, 10% of people are gonna take my high ticket, right? My high ticket is, I don't know, let's say $5,000. I made what, 50,000? That's good money, right? Now, an expert is gonna make the money on the back end, right? Novices make money on the front end.
Yeah.
So now the back end might be that 90% that didn't take my offer. My team's gonna be calling them and closing them on a downsell. And then you have all their data, right? So then you could sell them digital products, virtual events, you know what I'm saying? Invite them to the next event, give them bonuses.
Yeah.
So the information and education space is really where the bag's at.
Got it.
Because implementing the work, that's the lowest level of value. You know what I'm saying? The highest level of value is imagine using your creativity. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm oh, wow, I could put an event together. I can get these people in a room. I put on this amazing presentation, give them all these value, add other people to the mix so they get over-delivered with the value, and then I have an offer.
Yeah.
Now, if I could deliver on an offer, right, a percentage of them will take the offer. I just had a big day. That's how a lot of these people are having 100K days, $1 million days, stuff like that.
The reason I asked that, right? So, I was watching.
It's only scary if you don't if you don't deliver.
I was watching I be watching this guy on YouTube, and he was talking about Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
And Grant Cardone was getting all this slack, how he's targeting the black community, and he puts Ross and Mayweather on his things to lure in the black community, and he's And then he puts this video out like, you got to know how to talk to black people in this language. Like, you got to use really small words. Like, the clip was weird to just watch.
I think I've seen that.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, no, Grant, why would you say that, right? But he just being him. And I'm like, yo, you know what? And then I look at like, they like, oh, you know, he just selling hope. But then I see people in our space doing the same thing. But is it because we black is cooler that we do the same thing he doing? Like, he got a market there. He's somebody that got a plane and a helicopter, and people that want better life see that and they like, oh, this guy must know what he doing because look how he living.
Yeah, I think also it's like people have to get off the fact that there's something wrong with selling. So if you think there's something wrong with selling, if you don't want to be sold to, you got this life confused, bro. Because as soon as you open up your eyes, you paying.
Facts.
Rent, food in the fridge, cable, internet. If you got a girl, or you seeing a guy with it, that's all paying. You got kids, you paying. Driving to work, you got to charge the car, get the gas. You eating today. You want to go a little movie?
Yeah.
You want to use an app? You paying, bro. Nothing free. So there's nothing wrong with selling. Yeah. Like, Jesus was selling, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Everyone's selling something.
Yeah.
Right? But people don't want to feel like they're being sold to.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Got it.
So if you basically solve somebody's problem, they'll be happy to pay you.
Yeah.
And you want to get paid more, you solve a lot of problems or solve a really expensive problem.
What's your key way to turn down a client?
My key way to turn down a client?
Yeah.
I just tell them straight up, I don't think we're a good fit. Yeah, I like that, honestly.
Because it'd be the truth, though.
And like, all money ain't good money.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes like, you have to do a little bit more like fact finding, and also checking the temperature on like expectations, because some clients, some customers, they be wanting a lot. You know what I'm saying? And their a lot might be extra, or might be out of that deliverable. Now sometimes it's cool, you want to provide that, but if it's a lot, then you also got to be like, you know, maybe there's another level of your service. Or you just have to let them know. And I told that to clients too. Like, this client called me yesterday. He was like trying to get some podcast game. I'm like, yo, just come to the workshop, bro. Like, or you pay me $1,000 an hour. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they gotta pay.
It's like, bro, imagine if I tap your okay, I'm gonna tap your phone. I'm gonna tap Angel's phone. I'm gonna just ask y'all mad questions about what you got going on. And then keep you on the phone because I want the answers. Yeah. Never, not one time mention like you got a consultation, you got a package, you got a program, you know. But I just like, yo, I got one more question. It's like, bro, nah.
I had to do a video about stop answering your phone. And
or like him, get 8 phones.
Stop answering
and put all of them on one phone that you ain't gonna answer.
It's because, like, you know where I got that from? Kanye. The first time I met Kanye, shout out to Leah West. My good friend Leah is Kanye's cousin. And she just put me in the circle just casually. And the first time I met him, he didn't have no phone at all. And I was just like, he gave me his email. He's like, yeah, but I changed that every 6 months. I changed my email. I'm like, why you don't have no phone? And he broke it down so easy. He was like, Barion, when your phone rings, how many times do people need something when they call your phone?
Every time.
I'm like, as soon as I pick it up, it's like need. And then he was like, now imagine you had my money. I was just like, I get it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I get it.
I like that, bro. So you know what? You actually inspired me to get another phone. I'm gonna get another phone. This phone's only gonna be for certain people, and the other phone I'm probably not even gonna be dealing with like that.
People, I'm gonna give it to you because people always ask me, Barion, why do you have?
And they're all different colors.
They all are different colors. They all different brands, right? So that's an iPhone. These is Androids. As a business guy who's big on the Google My Business thing, these are two different companies. This is like my.
Oh, okay.
So when I was doing my Google business listing, Google liked to see a dedicated number.
Yeah.
I didn't like the landline approach because we be moving. So I'm like, yo, why don't I just, T-Mobile got me a little business account. I'm like, why don't I just add another line with a different number for every business? So it was just like, now when these phones ring, I know exactly what business it is.
See, you're a smart guy right here.
I know exactly. I'm like, oh, that's a real estate. That's
Call.
a this.
Yeah.
That's and then I got my personal one. But so that's kind of why I
like
had
it.
3 phones.
Yeah.
They was only charging me $5.
So the question is, which of the 3 phones do you typically lose the most? Which one of these of those 3 usually goes are missing? I know one of them be missing a little bit more than the other 2.
This is the phone that I don't have to deal with after 5.
Okay.
I own a real estate photography company. Most of the people that book our company for like real estate shoots and stuff, I know they don't do nothing after 5. So after 5, that's our hours. They know they're not even call and try to book a shoot after 5 o'clock. So this one probably gets left the most, left in the car.
Yeah.
Because I know right now this won't ring.
That's the black phone?
That's the black phone.
Damn, that's how you feeling?
That's the black phone.
The black phone just get lost.
This red phone is my courier company that I own. So I own a company called Courier Correct where we do last mile delivery, right? So
yeah.
Whatever.
That's the Amazon? You do some Amazon?
So we do mostly medical.
Oh, okay.
So we got partnerships with Trust Bridge Pharmacy, and we do like the nursing homes, the assisted living facilities, or nothing real big. Stuff you could do in your car, right? So if you want to be a driver, couriercorrect.com. We always looking for drivers.
Couriercorrect.com.
Yeah, but and then my iPhone is like my everyday personal link to my calendars for all of the other businesses. But that's why I got the 3
I like
phones,
it.
though.
I like it. It makes sense.
So
yeah. Thanks for the tutorial.
It's Google My Business's fault.
Yeah, that's a good breakdown.
Because they didn't like. I used to do the Google Voice numbers. Can you imagine Google My Business don't want you to use
they don't like
a
that.
Google Voice?
It's a different service. It's a different service for a different purpose.
All right. So now I know we went into overtime. Give me one tip about monetizing other than sponsorships, other than the brand deals, because I know you talk about like, look, you don't have to have 100,000 subscribers to monetize.
Oh man, there's so many I could give, bro.
Just give me one though, because I want them to make sure they hit your master class. Give me one.
All right, cool. I'm gonna give you one. Damn, which one should I give? Okay, I'm gonna give you one because I want it to be a little spicy.
All right, let's do it.
All right, 2023 going to 2024. This is how I feel. If you're a podcaster, right? You got a show. You need to make sure that your business has. Make sure your business can qualify for a government contract. Because if you're a podcaster and if you can access the ability to position, first of all, your podcast needs to be a business.
Facts.
You need to be a media business. But you need to get access to government contracting, because as a government contract in your business, it's a guaranteed 5-figure or 6-figure contract. Now your podcast is instantly profitable. So you're like, well, Brendan, what would I do with that? Well, governments need HDMI cables. Governments need cameras, right? Government might need lenses. Government might need you to run a social media account, right? They might need you to do some speaking. The United States government is the number one consumer that we have. The United States is a corporation.
Facts.
So if you're registered to provide a product or service to the number one consumer, you can find a contract that makes sense for you. I seen a contract the other day. It was $90,000 to do one branch of the government's social media. I guess you're gonna post now.
That's a fact.
You're gonna post now. Now you got an instantly profitable podcast.
Wow.
Yeah. So what I would recommend is, can we put a link down for that?
Let's do it.
So a very good friend of mine, Government Cheese, has an amazing government contracting program, and it's very inexpensive. Yeah. It's like $1,000.
Okay.
Your first contract is gonna be 5 figures.
Yeah.
It's very inexpensive. So we're gonna put a link down there for that. It is an affiliate, which is the number 2 thing that podcasts can do. You can get a product or service that you don't have to sell, fulfill, or deliver on, right?
Yeah.
And then, so it's an affiliate link. But yes, if you qualify and get a government contract, you're going to be straight. Your podcast is going to be instantly profitable.
Wow. All right, man. Y'all going to have to get in his funnel.
Yeah, come to the workshop. He just
gave y'all some gems, man. You've been tuned into another episode of the Everyday Game Changers podcast, and this episode definitely was no different. The first time we ever went into overtime. So, Brandon,
I appreciate
you,
bro. OTB, you know what I'm saying?